People are absolutely destroying their teeth trying to get a perfect Hollywood smile, and there is no way that what they are doing is worth it. There is a horrific trend going on right now where young people and influencers want to fix their teeth and make them nice and white and bright and perfect, and in doing so, they end up completely destroying their natural teeth by getting a procedure that they are calling veneers. Most of the time, there really isn't even that much wrong with their teeth in the first place, at least nothing that some orthodontics and maybe some whitening couldn't fix. However, because orthodontics can typically take some time to, reach your final results and, aren't always the most aesthetically pleasing while getting the treatment, I'm looking at you, braces. These influencers and young people would rather try to fix their teeth the quick way, and so they opt for getting what they're calling veneers, but what are actually a full mouth full of crowns. Crowns, yep, crowns. That is right, welcome to the trend of young adults having their normal, natural, healthy teeth all shaved down into little pegs so that they can have crowns, aka fake teeth, essentially glued on top of the pegs, all because they couldn't be bothered to get braces or Invisaligns or even composite bonding. Before we get too far into this video, I should just preface by saying I am not a dentist or any sort of dental professional or expert in any way, but I have done quite a bit of research for this video, and all of the research I did come from dental professionals, so just want to put that out there. I'm not a dentist or a professional. I'm just here to tell you about things. Firstly, I should go ahead and explain the actual difference between veneers and crowns, because for some reason everyone online has been using the words interchangeably when they are not the same procedure whatsoever. They're actually very, very different, although I guess sometimes they can look similar in terms of results when you look at someone's mouth like front on, but if you were to actually look at their teeth, there's a big difference. So veneers are basically a thin piece of material, typically made out of porcelain, that are bonded or glued to the front of your tooth. Now, typically they do have to shave down the front of your teeth just a little bit to make room for the veneer, but overall they don't really shave very much off, and it's just a smidge off the very front, and they kind of act like a mask to your natural teeth. So a majority of your natural tooth is still in your mouth, it just has a covering on it to make it look a little bit nicer. Crowns, on the other hand, are what require the dentist to actually fully shave down your teeth into those little horrific looking peg teeth that a lot of people call their shark teeth. Once you have your teeth shaved down into those little pegs, the dentist will basically take your crown, which is essentially, like I mentioned, just a fake tooth, and they will glue the crown onto your little tooth stub to keep it in your mouth, and then you basically just have a fake tooth. Now, a lot of people do have very valid actual health reasons for getting crowns in their mouth, and typically it's for decayed teeth or broken teeth, or basically just something that a simple filling would not be able to solve, and so they opt for crowns instead as a way to save the tooth. However, it's typically not a full mouth of crowns. It's usually one tooth or however many teeth have a severe issue that need to be crowned, but yeah, not a whole mouth. Now, one of the major issues with young people choosing to get a full mouth of crowns is that crowns are not a forever, lifelong thing you just get done once and never have to worry about ever again. Some information I found online said that crowns typically only last between 5 to 15 years before they need to be redone. And if you're someone in your 20s or even in your 30s, if you have to get a full mouth of crowns redone potentially up to every 5 years, or even if it's every 15 years, that is a lot of very invasive dental work you are going to have done at a semi-regular basis for the rest of your life. That's a long time to get that much dental work done. That just seems like a huge pain. Also, these crowns are not cheap. They can be incredibly expensive. And maybe you can afford them now, but what happens in 20, 30 years if maybe at that point you don't have the same cash flow then that you do right now, and you can't afford to get your crowns redone because it's just too much money? Then what? Are you gonna live with your peg teeth? Like, that doesn't sound ideal. I really hope that these people getting crowns are setting aside some money for the future dental work that they are going to inevitably need, because the price of crowns can add up quick. Some info that I researched online said that crowns can cost anywhere from $900 to $1,200 per tooth. And these people are getting a lot of them. They're not just getting a couple, no. They're getting nearly a full mouth of them. And if they're costing $1,200 per tooth, you're paying nearly $20,000 for a mouth. A wild investment. Not only once when you initially get the crowns, but like I said, there's a lot of maintenance over the years, so that's a lot of money. Because it is so horrendously expensive to get this done, a lot of people end up going overseas to countries like Turkey, where you can get this procedure at like a fraction of the cost than what you would pay in a country like Canada, the United States, or the UK. Now, turkey teeth, which is what some people like to call it, is actually something we're going to talk a little bit more in a little bit, because I have some things to say about going to Turkey to get your teeth done, so we'll get there in a bit. Aside from the fact that they have to be replaced regularly, there are also a buttload of other potential complications that can come from getting crowns, including the fact that your tooth can become incredibly sensitive because your natural tooth has been shaved down super close to the tooth's nerve. Crowns can also fall off, they can affect the way you bite down, irritate your gums, and they can also cause decay. Now, of course, not everybody is going to have these complications with getting crowns, and I'm sure a lot of people don't have any issues with them aside from needing them replaced every so often. And of course, things like decay happen to natural teeth, but I do think these complications are just something to be aware of, because if you do end up having too many complications with your crowns, it can lead to you needing much more invasive dental procedures, such as root canals, implants, or even just losing your teeth altogether and having to get something like dentures, which that doesn't seem fun. Most dentists and dental professionals that I've seen talk about this subject online just absolutely cringe at the thought of giving someone with perfectly fine, healthy teeth crowns, because it's just such an unneeded procedure that destroys your teeth forever. Like, once your teeth are shaved down into those pegs, they're gone. There is no getting your natural teeth back ever. They're destroyed for life. And oftentimes, a lot of dentists look at getting a procedure like crowns as a last resort for patients who are otherwise going to lose their tooth altogether. So, why do it to healthy teeth? Overall, going with orthodontics to fix the placement of your teeth and getting some whitening done is a much safer and healthier way to go about really fixing the look of your teeth. I get that a lot of people don't want to commit the time into doing braces or Invisalign because, like I mentioned earlier, it can take a long time. I actually had braces myself from grade 7 to grade 9, so I had them for 2 whole years, and they didn't look cute during those 2 years. I will admit it. And I get for a lot of influencers and even a lot of young people who aren't influencers, your physical appearance can mean a lot to you, especially if your job does depend on it. And so getting braces for a lot of people doesn't seem like a good option. But even in that case, Invisaligns or composite bonding, like I mentioned earlier, is always something to look into before shaving your teeth down. Now, because getting a full mouth of crowns can cost so much in a country like Canada, the United States, or the UK, like I said, it can cost up to over $1,000 per tooth in a lot of these countries. It has led to a lot of people going to places like Turkey to get their teeth done, where they can afford not only the price of the procedure, but also the price of travel and accommodation, all for less than the cost than it would cost them to get crowns done in their home country. This has brought the term turkey teeth into more popularity as of late to describe people whose teeth they've gotten done in Turkey. Now, oftentimes the dental work people get done in Turkey can end up looking just fine, and it can be really good quality, just like some of the quality you would see back home in Canada and the United States. However, you do get what you pay for, and sometimes people get some gnarly work coming out of Turkey. Like I said, you get what you pay for, and if you're trying to save the most money possible by going to a cheap dentist in Turkey, you might not get good results. Some people have had their teeth destroyed by traveling overseas to get this done.
I can't even move my face, I'm so sore. This is how I'm sitting in a hotel room on my own with none of my family, crying my eyes out for a smile that I do not want.
I've also seen a lot of people who get this procedure done to opt for the whitest, brightest shade of crowns that they can possibly get, which is just a dead giveaway that you have fake teeth. Like, I get it. Everybody wants nice, bright, white teeth, and hell, I could go for some teeth whitening myself, I'm not gonna lie. But when your teeth are brighter than the sun, it just doesn't look great in my opinion. It just doesn't. Overall, these veneers or crowns that a lot of people are getting are just really damaging to your teeth. They have a lot of long-lasting consequences, and I just really hate that it's become a trend. If you're unhappy with your teeth, there are a lot of other cosmetic dental procedures to look into before opting for crowns, because I don't need to keep going on about why they're so bad for your teeth. Like, I'm sure you get it at this point, but like, there's better options. Don't opt straight for the crowns. Just don't do it, please. There's better ways. Aside from getting braces and Invisaligns and all that stuff, composite bonding, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. It's basically like getting veneers, like real veneers, except they don't have to shave down your tooth at all, and it's just a layer of like resin they put over your teeth basically. And I think that's a fantastic option that a lot more people should look into. But yeah, just crowns. I'm not a fan. I'm just not. My last big issue with a lot of young people getting crowns is that most of the time these people who get the procedure have perfectly fine teeth to begin with. Maybe they're not perfectly 100% straight or super bright white, but they are healthy, natural looking teeth, and I think oftentimes it can look better than super fake looking 100% perfect teeth. Teeth are also something that can help you look a little bit more unique. And now that so many people are going in and getting this procedure, and they all walk out with these pretty much identical picture perfect Hollywood smiles, and it just kind of takes a little bit away of what makes you unique and what makes you look like you know? At the end of the day, it is your money, your mouth, your teeth, and if you do really want to go ahead and shave down your teeth into little pegs just to get a picture-perfect Hollywood smile, I'm not your dentist, so who am I to tell you not to do it? I just really think that everybody who is considering this procedure should really take into consideration the fact that it is a lifelong thing that you will have to deal with the rest of your life, especially if you're a young person and you will have to deal with your veneers or crowns for like the next potentially 60, 80 years. It's always gonna have to be something you think about. Overall, I really do just hope we start to see a decline in this trend over the next little while, because like I've said so many times in this video, I really just don't think that getting crowns on your perfectly natural, healthy teeth, all for purely cosmetic reasons, are worth it. I really don't. Like I said, not a dentist, so you know, trust your dentist more than me, but I just don't think it's worth it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it and you want to see more content from me, please be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And if you have any ideas for future content, leave it down in the comments below. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye!